What it do? Welcome to Yapping with the Fish Thug. We're talking about my first tank, the first tank that I started the universe with. It is the Tall, the classic 20 Tall. It's the upgrade after the 10 that everybody does, and then they're like, damn it, I wish I got the 20 long. It's exactly what I did. This when I first got this tank, I had gotten a 10-gallon from a aunt of mine, and I had it for a few months, and it ended up cracking on vacation. And I leaked 10 gallons of water, into the floor. My neighbors were super cool about it. I still hang out with the my homeboy Dave down below. But yes, anyway, I got this tank after that. I was like, should I quit or should I go big? And I went big. To me at that point, 20-gallon tall was going big. So I got that, and I got started off with, I think it was a betta fish and neon tetras and a few corridoras. That lasted for a while, but the tank wasn't really, I think it was cycled, but it wasn't really planted or suited for the fish in there, something like that. I also got the fish at PetSmart, so, not exactly a great start, but started off, tried my best, got it kicking. The betta did live for a year or so, but anyway, I was basically replacing the betta fish's tank mates. Ooh, look at this contrast. It's beautiful. Oh, shit. Gotta leave it like that. That looks good. Replacing the tank mates, every couple months or so, I get a couple more neons to replace the few that died, that kind of thing. Same with the corridoras, the albinos I think I had. Didn't really have great luck with them. But yeah, the betta lived for a year, which isn't great, but it's not 2 months. And eventually, I also had this Amazon sword plant. Did I have? Yeah, I did. I did have this initially too. Yes, and it grew all this stuff. But I remember at one point I had just decided to start over because I was like having all this algae problems, and I think it was because I used way too much light. But I just decided to start over, so I did. I just totally reset it. I guess I still use some of these Amazon sword plants. I don't remember because I had them from the beginning, but I definitely did a whole tank reset. So I guess I kept some of these sword plants. Or maybe I had moved some of them to a different tank and then moved them in here. I don't remember exactly how it went down, but I had those from the beginning. There's a big ass pepper corridora. Great song, by the way. We're thugging. This is Master Ace Incorporated. Great group. They had like one great album, but so I got guppies in here. Now I got Sunset Gourami, sword tails, a few mollies, some platies, and some pepper corridoras as well. There's a big one. It's a very pretty pepper corridora. These guys are old. These are like two years old or so. I've had swordtails in here breeding for years now. Yeah, probably 3 years. Started off with red ones, and I've been adding other red ones from different, stores or whatever, and some other types as well. Like right here's a neon one back there. There's a, I think that's called a Sankey back there. There's some, you see the red ones. There's a big ass molly. There's another cream skull molly. So yeah, it's a great variety. And every 2 weeks or so, I just snatch up some of the fish that I'm like, this one's kind of, looking, and I sell them to the local store, and I get credit back or I get cash back depending on if I want to buy something or not. I just keep the ones I like, the ones with the best coloring, the ones with the coolest fins, and I buy new ones to keep the genes fresh. And I sell the ones that kind of have the weaker fins. And by doing that, I've created a really strong line of swordtails in here, and also, the other fish too, the other types of fish too. Those fish are focused on in other tanks. But you know how it is. They just end up in I gotta move this one or whatever. It just ends up happening. So I have all four live bears in here, and it's housing these Sunset Gourami that I got a couple months back. One male, two females. Got Nate D-O-double-G taking care of the background singing. Yeah. Here's the top. It's floating Amazon sword plants. These are literally, these are all from one plant that I bought at PetSmart. No joke. They that plant just decided to branch off, and it grew a whole bunch at top. I ripped some off and planted a few, put some in other tanks that I have, used them in other, or gave them to friends. I've yeeted a bunch of them that are like deadish. Here's a big pregnant Molly right there. Hi, sweetie. It's okay. She's been hanging up at the top a lot lately, probably because she's giving birth. Give her some privacy. Some platies there. Platies chasing each other around, flirting. So, yeah, it all came from one sword plant, which is nuts. But it's true. It's true. Not the best condition, because I am not great at light, basically balancing, nutrient balancing with lights and all that. It's tough to really nail down, at least for me. I'm just doing it with, some lights, like these kind of lights. This is a shitty one from PetSmart that basically the canopy's too thick for it to get down to anything in the bottom. So I have this light up here that I'm just trying to get to also help, basically. But I don't want to overlight it, because then plants burn. I learned my lesson with these little guys down here. So yeah, I'm not a plant expert. I'm not a plant thug. I'm the fish thug. So these fish love the plants in here. I think they're on the upswing. The water's perfectly clear, which means the plants are absorbing the water. They're doing photosynthesis. They're clearing the nutrients from the water, the fertilizer and such. So yeah, all good stuff. I need to prune some, but there's so many there's so many babies in here. They need all the cover, so it means I'm just pumping out more fish. So yeah, this is the 20 tall. It's just filtrated with a 30 hang on the back. I had an internal pump, power head pump, that was blasting water at the surface and made it all rocky, which was fine. But then I wanted to put these gourami in here, and I know they don't like that, so I got this hang on back and was hoping that that combined with these plants would be enough, and it is. I've been running this filter for a month now with this assortment of plants, which is literally all Amazon sword plants and some guppy grass in the corner, because little tiny fry like to hide in there. There's a lot of platies. I'll do some zoom ins. Those are cool. There's some cute little spotted platies there. Some bladder snail, some red swordtails, another spotted platy, little tiny red swordtails. Looks like a little cow molly, platy. There's a molly with lyre-tail molly, very pretty. There's an older red pineapple swordtail. There's one of the sunset gourami, a koi swordtail male. There's a neon swordtail back there. Black molly, volcano swordtail, creamsicle molly. There's a red leopard guppy. There's a blue/green lanternish platy, I think. There's a black molly. Swing over here. There's a sunset gourami. We got a female guppy. And there's a big black molly back there. Doesn't like the camera. There's a cool little Endler guppy there. That one's been around for a while. So yeah, all kinds of different stuff in here. And here's some pepper corridoros. So yeah, if you really plant your tank, you can really keep a lot more fish than people say online, or you may read online. It's, in my opinion, plants and tropical fish go hand in hand. If you're going to do it right, and you got to get plants. They need plants. They need hardscape, which is wood and rocks, basically. It's just hobby talk for that. You need a good substrate, thick enough for the roots to really grow down there. Oh, excuse me. Thick enough for the roots to really grow down, and this one actually could use even a little bit more. And guess what else they need is a nice varied diet, right? I feed these guys all kinds of stuff. I feed them algae wafers. I got colored flakes. I got color pellets. I got baby brine shrimp. I got bloodworms, Daphnia. What else have I fed them? I fed them earthworms before. They actually ate them. Some of the bigger swordtails love them. But the point is, variety is important. They get bored with the same shit over and over again. And another thing that people overlook / demonize, you may have clicked on this video and been screaming overpopulated, overcrowded, overstocked, whatever. Does this look like these fish are in any way stressed out? Do they look like they are dying or sick or overwhelmed at all? They are all comfortable enough to do their thing in front of a camera, in front of me, just doing this. They're all super colorful, maybe aside from the Grami, because I just got those guys a couple months ago. They're all super colorful. They are comfortable. They're moving around. They're fat. And they are enriched. That is what people don't think about, guys. Enrichment. Have you ever watched Blackfish or any of those documentaries, essentially? The dolphins or the whales, what do? They just... And sorry for the flipping of the screen. I just realized that. I don't know how it's going to look on the camera. Or the video, rather. Probably not good. The animals, the dolphins, the whales, they just float. They just float there. There's nothing for them to do. And when I see a bear tank, or I see maybe 2 fish, because it's like, oh my god, it's 1 inch per fish, and I only have a 10 gallon, so I can only put 2 mollies, because they could get this big, and what if the bioload gets thrown off? And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? These fish are bored, and they're not enriched. What's the point? It's like living in a jail cell. Really. You know? So it's just the truth. If you want your fish to be colorful and happy, comfortable, you gotta just replicate their environment. Truly. That's what this is. This is a replicated environment. It's full of plants and rocks and wood. Just basically stuff they would find in their regular environment. Obviously just different species because, you know, start off, these fish are here from Asia. And then all the other ones are basically from South America. So totally different, but essentially you just gotta stick to those 2 things: hardscape and a lot of plants and other fish to enrich them, give them opportunity to breed, varied diet, and you'll get yourself a whole bunch of nice healthy fish and plenty to sell as well. So yep, that is wow, we are watching a platy trying to swim in the filter for some reason. What are you doing? Yeah, get back down there. This has been the Fish Thug, checking out my 20 tall. If you have any questions about how I do things, oh shit, I almost tripped over something. If you have any questions on how I do things, if you want to inquire on purchasing any of the fish in the video, or any of the ones that I'm planning on breeding, you know, if you want to, I'll take a couple sunsets or whatever, let me know. I can do that. I'm doing all of this because I love fish, and pretty much I'm like a completionist and a collection fan. So like in my mind right now, what I'm doing is like trying to get fish to the point where they're happy enough that they can breed. Because what else is, you know, what's a better indicator, right? If they're healthy, if they feel healthy enough and safe enough, that's when they do that, right? They don't do that if they feel sick or unhealthy or scared. They don't do that. So I want to get them all to breed as I can, and then I can check them off the line and, you know, make money along the way also, and provide good fish to people, and defy the norm of like, oh my god, you have to have 1 inch per gallon, and what else could there be the norm? Oh yeah, you don't, you know, just throw a betta in like a 5-gallon with nothing in it, you're fine. Like, no, you know what I mean? Get some plants. Oh my God, you can't have all this fish in there. The filter's gonna crash. The shit's gonna crash. No, it's not. Get plants. It's different. You just got to put a little bit more mindset into it. So I'm done yapping. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna do this similar thing. I have 5 tanks, as I said. So this is video 1. Oh, I just flipped you off.